Record. All right. Micah. Oh, Micah. Boy, oh boy, you just love getting yourself into shit. You've really taken the mantle for Jerry Jones Jr. Like you don't realize there is a Jerry Jones Jr. already, right? But anyway, he says something outrageous again. This time disparaging a former teammate, a beloved teammate, a beloved Cowboy in Demarcus Lawrence. You know, Demarcus Lawrence is a good dude. He doesn't really say much. He's not the controversial type. So when he does say something that is I ain't gonna say he's not the controversial type. He does say some wild things. Oh, he has said some wild things in the past. But he had, for the most part, been a Cowboy for what? He's been a Cowboy for 10. He was a Cowboy for 10 years. So we never, ever once, as Cowboys fans, speaking for myself, I've never doubted Demarcus Lawrence on the field when he was healthy at any time. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of times and a lot of years, especially those terrible Jason Garrett years of 8-8, that he was just the only guy on the line. And if he wasn't having a good game, the defense wasn't having a good game. So I respect DeMarcus Lawrence and what he did as a Dallas Cowboy, because he was there during a lot of dark times. And he was the only light shining during those dark times. So for Micah, this, Johnny come lately, to disparage him is kind of crazy to me. So let me put what this whole thing started, right? So I guess DeMarcus Lawrence, was speaking to somebody. I don't even know. Bleacher Report, maybe, because Bleacher Report is the one that I'm getting this information from. But DeMarcus Lawrence says, Dallas is my home. This is, somebody must have asked him, hey, how do you feel about your departure? And like they do with every long tenured veteran player that's been with one organization his whole career. So he says, like he says, hey, Dallas is my home. And I'm sure it is. He loves Dallas. I'm sure he didn't want to leave Dallas as well. But he said after that, but I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. Is he wrong? Tell me when he's telling lies, because that ain't one lie in that goddamn sentence. And this is coming from a guy who was there for 10 years. And you know who was also there for that type of time before he left and got his championship? DeMarcus Ware. You remember him? He had to leave and go to Denver to go get his chip because, he wasn't getting it in Dallas. He would have likely retired without a championship. He went and got his in Denver. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence is not going to get his in Seattle. I mean, Seattle's not going to championship, please. But the point is the point. DeMarcus Lawrence is a long tenured member, and he has a point when he says that, especially being there for 10 years. So, of course, Mr. I need attention, Mr. Me, Micah Parsons I'm talking about, he comes out, subtweets, and says, this is what rejection and envy look like. This some clown shit. What? Clown shit? What in the F in that sentence that DeMarcus Lawrence said to you in your brain triggered this comment? That makes absolutely no sense, by the way, because it's a multi-layered comment that he made, DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm going to get to that and what I think he actually meant when he said what he said. But for you to comment on a long tenured member like that lets me know what I've known for now over a year, is that you don't get it. This is loser shit. This is a loser mentality. And I've been saying this for months and months. And I'm going to say it again until I'm blue in the face. And I'm going to pound this drum throughout this entire season until I'm blue in the face. Trade Micah Parsons. Do it now while his value is up. Do it now. Make him this generation's Herschel Walker. See, the youngins don't know about Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker was the big money chip that we needed to build our dynasty back in the 90s. We didn't have anybody before Herschel Walker. We traded him. In trading him, we got a bunch of draft picks that in turn brought home the triplets like Emmett and Troy and built out the team. You can do that with Micah Parsons. Hell, you can get a fortune back for a player like Micah Parsons. And what better time to do it? What better time to do it? Anyway, I'm gonna get back to that in a second. But DeMarcus Lawrence made a comment back, and this was again like an older, more seasoned adult checking his little homie. He said, "Calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left." Simple as that. Simple as that. So, I'm going to dig up their stats, right? Because that's what I do. And I'm going to dig up their playoff stats. Not the regular season where Micah Parsons normally shines and when there's no pressure or anything that's on the line. Let me show you their playoff. I'm going to show you their playoff stats. So, DeMarcus Lawrence in the 9 games that he's played in the playoffs, he's only played 9 games. Been there for 10 seasons with Dallas, played in 9 playoff games. He has 18 solo tackles, 11 assist tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 fumble recoveries. This is in 9 games. You want to know what Micah has? Mr. Superstar, Mr. Talk has in the playoffs? Micah has 8 solo tackles, 10 assisted tackles, and 1 sack. 1 sack in the 4 playoff appearances that he's had. And he want to dare talk about this is what envy looks like? This some clown shit? This is from his words? Bruh, 1 sack in 4 games in the playoffs is some clown shit. How about you improve your game, bruh, and stop trying to improve your podcasting skills? I'm so sick of this goddamn dude, man. I'm sick of him. This is not winning. Nothing that he does contributes to winning when it matters most. He's turning into the Draymond Green of the NFL. But there's a huge difference between the two. Draymond has 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 championships. How many does Micah have? I'll wait. Donuts. That's what he has. Donuts. Like Dunkin' Donuts. Bruh, this dude, this is the perfect time, in my opinion, to trade this dude. He's clearly got his mind more made up in being the biggest star he can be and make the most money he can make. That's all he cares about. Winning is second. Because if you really cared about winning, you wouldn't be doing shit like this. But what example does he have in Dallas? There's no real leaders there. Jerry's the leader? No. Jerry Biden is not the leader of that team. Sorry, but Micah clearly does see him as the leader. And he's like, you know what? My leader runs his mouth all the time. So, hell, it's nothing wrong with running your mouth without winning. So I guess I should run my mouth. It's been happening here, and no one's stepping up to stop me from running my mouth. So I guess I'll continue running my mouth. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And if the Cowboys had any sense, which they don't, because Jerry is now Jerry Biden when it comes to his mindset, they would have the sense to trade this dude at his highest value right now. Do it. Pull the trigger. Because number one, you're going to have to figure it out down the road because your salary cap is shit, which is a huge part of Jerry's bad decision making. You can get out of all of that mess by trading this ass clown. Think about it. But of course, you won't, because we already know in Valley Ranch, they don't give a F about winning.